Okay, when you're done working within the specific client and you're ready to get the information into ProSystems, you are going to use this export function. So once you've posted your journal entries, your reports look good, and you're ready to go, you'll click Export, and you'll have two options here, CCH Access or CCH ProSystems FX. We'll choose this and click Download File, and that'll prepare the export report that we will then save on our computer. Okay, so you can see down here the export file. We'll open that up, and it's going to be in Notepad, which is the format that ProSystems FX requires. So you won't need to do anything with information here. All you'll need to do is save somewhere on your computer and then close out of it. Make sure that it's closed before we go into ProSystems. We'll open that specific client within ProSystems, and then we're going to use this GL function. You want to make sure that it's set up, which this one is. If it wasn't, you would just click OK, and then click Import. So we're going to choose Select Custom Import, and then we're going to browse and find that file that we saved. Make sure that you choose regroupTAX as the custom import, and then over here we're going to check account descriptions, tax codes, and account types. That's all we'll need. We're going to click OK. Update your GL data, yes, and then we want to calculate up here. Now there's one more step. This doesn't actually populate the return yet. It's just getting the trial balance into ProSystems. So the last step is back up at GL. We'll go to Data Transfer, GL Data to Tax Return. All of this should default to the correct options. We'll click OK, and then it'll tell us 55 items were processed. Click OK once again. Calculate to make sure everything is correct, and then you're good to go. As you can see, the return has been calculated, and it should tie directly to what is in Regroup. Now, some helpful hints to look out for. If for some reason the return doesn't tie, the first thing I would look at are the M1s. So ProSystems FX does not have codes for every single type of M1. So for meals and entertainment, penalties, federal tax, things like that, those should import correctly. However, if you've posted the various M1s that end up on a statement, so accrual to cash or accrued vacation, things like that, you'll want to make sure that you go into this M1 screen and actually input those amounts here. So that's one reason why the return might be out of balance, because ProSystems FX does not pull in those various M1s from Regroup. Another thing to check is any overrides that might occur. So one of the places you'll want to look is the balance sheet in the equity section. Sometimes this end of year retained earnings, ProSystems overrides that for some reason, so we'll want to make sure we take that out and recalculate. And then any fixed assets, if whatever's in Regroup does not tie to what's in ProSystems, that might have an effect on the return balance. Another thing to note are 8825s in Schedule F, so rental activity and farming activity. ProSystems FX does not allow us to import multiple activities. So if you have more than one 8825, what ProSystems will do is take that information out of Regroup and put it all into the very first rental activity. So you might want to either skip the import into ProSystems altogether for those instances, or have a mental note that all activities in either the first 8825 or the first schedule up, and then go through and break out that activity between the different schedules. But other than that, it should be pretty straightforward. So if you run into any issues, as always, just send us a chat or shoot us an email.